Hello Clarkston, I'm Rod Rock, Superintendent of Schools, and this is Real Learning, where we showcase the awesome learning and teaching that happen every day in the Clarkston Community Schools. Today I'm fortunate to have with me Clarkston High School senior, Kaylin Metah. Welcome to the show, Kaylin.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Kaylin?
Well, I've been at Clarkston for my whole life since elementary school. I took a year and went to China actually with my family, and that was an amazing experience. And then I came back and I continued high school here. I'm on the Clarkston cross country team, basketball team, and track team, and I am in the IB program, so International Baccalaureate. Some of my involvements in school is I'm president of Business Professionals of America, which is a really cool club, kind of getting students involved in the real world. And then I'm involved in the Clarkston Help, which is a nonprofit tutoring for the middle school students, which is it's amazing to see the students every week. And then Project Green, which is an environmental impact club.
Wow, that's unbelievable, all that you're involved in. I know I was out watching the tennis team the other night and I saw you running by, and I'm just amazed at all the things that you do and all that you put your heart into. It's really remarkable to me. So of all the educational experiences you've had so far, which would you say is the most meaningful?
I have two different answers for two different reasons.
Okay.
The first is the Clarkston Help, because that was really personal to me, because I grew up with a lot of mentors and people to teach me and give me help throughout the years, and being able to go back to the middle school and see these students develop was really amazing. And my own younger sister was a middle school student, and so I had her do the program with me as someone to be tutored, and it was really cool because it was a good bonding experience for us, and it was a good way to see the middle school students kind of develop, because every week you get to know them. Every week they come back and they've changed a bit and they learn more and they're more like engaged, and it's amazing to see their passion grow. So that was really impactful for me because it was kind of my way of giving back.
Okay.
And then the other one is athletics, so like cross country and track and basketball. Those all taught me the importance of personal work ethic, and it taught me that if I really wanted something, you would have to put your own personal work into it to get it accomplished.
Okay. So in these days where a lot of kids really specialize in athletics, it seems like kids are starting younger in one particular sport, and you've managed to balance three all the way through that's quite remarkable, and done very well in each one.
Thank you.
So good for you. So of all your achievements, which you mentioned Clarkston Help, what are you most proud of in terms of your academic achievements?
Academic achievements, I'd have to say everything through Business Professionals of America academically was really important to me, because my first event that I did was extemporaneous speech. So that was an individual event, and that was kind of a way of demonstrating what I do. And like when I won the award for that, it was something that I personally did, and it was amazing. And then the other one was video production team, which is a teamwork and collaboration competition, and that one was really cool because we all got to work together and we all got closer together because of it. And so academically, I'd have to say everything I've done with BPA has meant a lot to me.
Okay, and you were just saying that the team, you weren't able to go, but they were out in Boston for a competition.
Yes, they were.
They did very well.
They did. Yeah, the BPA team was able to go to Boston, and that was amazing. And I know a few students actually got recognized in a national competition. Jillian Ritchie, for one, I think she was on your show earlier. She won first place at nationals, which is amazing.
And I'm sorry you weren't able to go, as you're preparing for exams.
Yeah.
So it's really challenging to balance everything out, isn't it?
Yeah, there are times where you have to give stuff up.
You have to make a choice. So, Kaylin, what is your passion, and how did you find it?
I'd have to say my number one passion that kind of encompasses everything is I love being involved with people, and I love just learning more about people, learning their stories, interacting with them. And so that kind of led me to a lot of my influences. And like I said, BPA and the Clarkston Help and Project Green, they're all a lot about collaboration and the importance of understanding how people work. And that kind of led me to kind of make decisions about my future and what I wanted to continue studying.
And I know that Clarkston Help Group was originated by students a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
We heard a lot from Cameron Rasdar and Tyler Dunn as they got that going, and they wanted to give back. And it's on a Sunday, right, at the middle school?
12 to 3 every Sunday.
And so there's another day of your week where you're involved, and to have that group carry on not just to have been started, but I'm sure you've been thinking about how that will continue in the future.
Yeah, we're doing applications right now. If you know of any sophomores interested in helping out with the Clarkston Help.
So student leadership is really fundamental there.
Yes.
That's there are some adults who are helpful with that, but it's really the students, right, who make it happen. And
we have one supervisor there just to make sure everything runs efficiently, but the planning behind it is all done by students.
so I know we have a number of those things that happen here
Yes, definitely.
that students create, and then there are things that even beyond your years here in Clarkston will continue. That's really remarkable. So you talked a little bit about your passion regarding working with other people and being a member of a team. How do you hope to positively contribute to the world in the future?
That's a big question. I really hope to find what my true passion is in college. I'm going in wanting to double major in business and data sciences, and so I'm really interested in just finding a way, with all the information that we're getting now and the access to all the technology, finding a way to condense it and use it, because we have access to so much more information than we've ever had in the past, and I'd really love to find a way to use this to do more good in the world and find a way to make this information useful, basically. So the ethical part of technology and what we have access to, that's really interesting to me, because I've heard people talk about big data and sort of this post-humanitarianism or humanism, things like that, where we really don't necessarily have to think about the professionals anymore or the people. It's just the data that tells us so much, and that concerns me. You know, that people will be just data points, or so having that sort of humanitarian spirit and really wanting to know people and to tie those things together with data, and I'm glad you're thinking that way. So you talked about your major. What are your plans for college? For college, I'm going to the University of Michigan, and I have the Ross School of Business pre-admit, and then I'm hoping once I'm there to get enrolled into LSA and do the data sciences as my double major. Really, for college, I'm looking forward to branching out, and I love being involved in different things, so I want to join a ton of different clubs and get involved wherever I can.
Good for you. And so getting it pre-admit to the Ross School, that's probably a big deal, isn't it? Very selective process. Did you have to go through a lot to get in there?
Yeah, I had to write a separate essay for that school, and then they reviewed my application.
Okay, so I'm sure it was highly competitive, and all of your experiences that you've had and your involvement, I'm sure made a difference there. And I've heard some research that says the more kids get involved in college, the more likely they are to advance and to finish. So that's great to have plans to be involved. I guess that's just like your high school experience. You feel like you've had ownership in that because you've had leadership positions. And
yeah, definitely all of the experiences I've had in high school has contributed to where I am now.
Wonderful. So I guess you sort of just answered that question. Are there any specific things that you think have best prepared you for college?
I'd have to say the International Baccalaureate program has done a lot to prepare me with personal work ethics, as well as the sports, as I talked about earlier, have helped with just, because in college you're kind of on your own, so it's helped me learn like when I need to study, how much I need to study, how much time I need to set aside for extracurriculars and stuff like that. In addition, I think BPA and just a lot of the clubs that I've taken ownership with has kind of taught me a lot about collaboration, and also knowing when you need to step up and take the leadership role, and knowing when you need to like let other people kind of grow on their own.
Okay. And I'm sure you interact with a lot of kids from other school districts and other places in our country as you're in these different competitions. So what has it meant for you to grow up in Clarkston? What do you feel like has been special or different being in this town for you in your life?
Well, something I love about Clarkston is how they put 110 into everything. That you can look anywhere and Clarkston is excelling. Like, my sister was in Team Rush, and I used to go to those competitions all the time, and they are truly amazing. My sister's year, they won the Chairman's Award.
Right.
And so from robotics to sports, we have some of the best football teams, basketball teams, and then academically, we have an IB program at our school, which is not seen in many places, and then CSM Tech is very rare too. So I love that about Clarkston, the fact that you can find anything and you can be able to excel in anything.
Wonderful, thank you. So if you could change one thing about education, what would it be and why? Another big question, huh?
Yeah, let me think. I think if I could change one thing, it would probably be more of a school culture idea. I know, especially around this time when people are getting ready to graduate, there's kind of a negative tone towards school, and that really reflects in your work, because if you love something, you put more work into something. So I think if we could find a way to make the teachers almost like more respected, more like a more caring environment for your peers and your teachers, and it's harder to do because it's behavioral based, but I feel like that would go a long way to help a student's experience.
Okay, thank you very much for that input. So if, is there anything else that you'd like to share with our community?
A piece of advice, I guess, is my last thing. Get involved in whatever you do. I think it's important to not put yourself into a certain box or a clique. Really branch out, and if something interests you, try it. Even if it doesn't seem, it's not what people would usually say you should do, go for it. I love just getting involved in all different areas, and so you can try it, and if you don't like it, you don't have to continue it, but at least you tried it.
Thank you very much, Kaylin, for being here and for sharing with us and for growing up in Clarkston, and we're so happy to have you here and for all the contributions you've made and for your future. It's so exciting. Thank you very much for tuning in today's show. You can see kids like Kaylin really amaze us in Clarkston every day with what they do and how involved they are, from the basketball court to cross country to Business Professionals of America to tutoring, to just all the things that they balance. And with all those things come big dreams for the future, and we can't wait to see what Kaylin does, and we're so thankful that she was here. Thanks for tuning in.